Morning. So last night I happily got to the end of stage 7. Villanueva de Cauche, I think the little village was called. There was nothing there. Basically, it was kind of a little collection of residential houses with a very old, ruined, dilapidated farmhouse church thing at the side of a busy motorway. So I carried on, and just over the motorway there is Las Pedrisas restaurant and hotel. Quite a big place actually, and it wasn't all that busy at all last night. To say it was a Saturday night? Saturday night, I think, yeah. So I asked how much a room was and if they had one. They did have a room, and she said €35. It's like, I've stayed in rooms that have been a lot worse than that for 3 times the price. It was really, really nice. I had a couple of beers in the bar and then went and got a very nice shower, sorted my electrics out, did a few other bits and bobs, and I was in bed asleep by about 9:30. So I've had a good 10 or 11 hours so far today, or last night, sleeping wise. I've gone all out and I have booked myself a room for another €35 at the end of stage 9, which is about 36 kilometres away from where I am now. So let's hope that I get there. Basically, I've been hacking at one of my feet as well. The heel of my right foot is the thing that's causing me the greatest pain, and there's like a big, I don't know if it's a callus or a blister or anything, but basically I've cut a big piece of it off this morning, and I've got a big Compeed blister plaster on there to try and soften the blow a little bit. But something needs to be done about it, because towards the end of yesterday it was getting quite painful. So it's goodbye to the hotel and the restaurant for now, and hello to, I think, that little dirt road behind that sign over there. Well, I made it to Villanueva de Concepcion. Beautifully pronounced. They've got like orange trees just at the side of the pavement. It's really nice. It's a nice place. I've just been sat in a bar. Got a coffee. The cafe solos are like little really strong coffees, and you tip a big sachet of sugar into it, and it's really nice. It's very nice. I've spotted the pharmacy, I think, over the road that looks closed. That was going to be my next stop. So yeah, got a bit of food, a bit to drink, and very nice Audi, sorry. I shall be carrying on probably about, I don't know, another 23 kilometres, I think, something like that, to the next town where I've got the hotel booked tonight. This morning's kind of dragged a bit. I think it's because of the pain in my feet. It's just sapping all the enjoyment out of things. About 5 kilometres out of town, I did meet a lad who was walking back to town. He'd organised a mountain bike race, and he was basically walking back down the route, taking down all the markers. He was nice. He gave me some plasters for my foot. I didn't want to tell him that. Well, I couldn't tell him that I already had like a crap load of stuff strapping it up, and I've got an extra sock shoved in the back of my boot, trying to take a bit of the pain away. Still very nice of him. So yeah, where we go from here, I'm not too sure. It is quite a nice town, I've got to admit. Doesn't seem to be a great deal going on, actually. This bar seems to be about the most kind of frequented place at the moment. In a little square, you can see some of the buildings, very pretty. Fountain in the middle, another bar over there, and just down the street, big long straight streets. So, finish up this drink and food and then move on. Hello! So I left town, and once again it was just a gentle climb out of town this time, and it's kind of all been on this wide dirt track, which a lot of the walking seems to be. I'm not complaining at the moment because it's exactly what my feet can cope with, but you can see the scenery. It's just all this kind of rolling hills. So the mountainous terrain for now has left us. There are some big rocky crags on this side on the right. That's actually another natural park, I believe, according to the map. And so foot pain is kind of bearable at the moment. Back there at the bar, I took out the sock, the extra sock that I'd stuffed in, to try and alleviate things, and it's actually feels a bit better without that in. So it's not too bad. It's kind of bearable at the moment, and I am making decent progress regardless. Like I say, it's a very big help that this is decent going. But yeah, as you can see, it's just kind of clouded over a bit and becoming a bit cooler. It's not unpleasant by any means, but I think there's definitely a change of weather on the way. I believe tonight it's going to start getting wet again, so it'd be nice to make it to town before it starts raining. We'll see what happens. I did just, right on the horizon in the distance, I did just spot another hiker. It'd be nice if it was someone that spoke English. It's nice talking to someone, but when you can't communicate too well, which is my problem, I should make an effort to learn a bit more Spanish. Maybe if I get to the apartment in good time tonight, I'll crack open the phrase book and see if I can get a few phrases learnt. Anyway, I'm going to push on. Maybe about 5 kilometres down out of the 20 so far, so should get there before dark tonight. So I just stopped here. I'm pretty much at the top of a big climb. You can see the rocky scenery in front of me. Same to the left as well, but there are loads of huge birds of prey just circling and gliding above me. I think, oh wow, there's loads just come out there. I think that they're griffon vultures, from what the guidebook said. It said you would see them in certain places. But yeah, they're quite majestic. Just seem to glide very effortlessly. They've got a really big wingspan as well. Quite impressive. Anyway, I think I'm hoping that I'm about halfway to tonight's stop. I am just going to start descending again now, so I think I'm going to find somewhere just to take a breather. Need to take on some food, because it just struck me that I've not really eaten a great deal at all today. Just a couple of snacks really. So I've got one bimbo left, one bimbo and some cheese and salami if it's not gone bad by now, and I'm sure there's a couple of chocolate bars in the bag somewhere as well. You still hear the jingling of the goats' bells in the hills there. You can always hear it, but you can not always see them. The hiker that I said was in front of me that I could see, I did actually overtake them, but I didn't see them because I think they were either on a different path to me or they mistakenly took a wrong turn. It looked like they were headed up towards a dead end when I last saw them. Hopefully they've found their way and they've not got stuck. Good afternoon. So I've not been filming a great deal. It's coming actually quite chilly. I got the puffy jacket on now as well as the fleece, so certainly feeling the cold. I'm about 6 kilometres away from town. Just been confirming, checking with them on booking.com. The view's certainly opened up. The wind's picked up again as well. It's a lot breezier now. I'm in some serious pain now with my feet. It's got past the point of kind of joking about it. The right heel's kind of calmed down a little bit. That's bearable, but now it's the left little toe is actually, it's excruciating. Every step is painful. I think it's got to the point where if I can find some sort of sports store or shoe shop in this town, I'm seriously contemplating just chucking these shoes or mailing them home. I don't know which. I've just noticed, I've been stopped for some food actually. I've just noticed that there's even some stitching starting to come undone on them on both sides in the same place. I mean, to say I've only done what, 150 kilometres or so, it's not really what I'd expect from a pair of shoes that are supposed to be about £180 retail. It's supposed to be handmade Italian, top of the line and all that. So, like I say, if I can find a sports store, I would love to find a pair of Altras. Nice wide toe box, comfy as hell. So we'll see what happens. That's tomorrow morning's mission, I think. Let's do something about that. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you an update. Like I say, it's still quite cloudy, quite chilly, and oh great, it looks like there's more dogs along here. Everyone's got dogs, and all the dogs want a piece of you. I've been chased and followed by so many so far, and I'm in no fit state to be running away from any dogs at the moment, so let's hope these ones aren't biters. Good morning, and I mean that very sincerely as well. It's about, maybe about 10 o'clock-ish on Monday morning. I'm sat in Valle de Abdelgadis. Very painful day yesterday, and very down, and thinking that it might be the end. This morning I've just managed to visit the pharmacy, which was about 20 metres away from where I was staying last night. Managed to communicate with gestures, basically, that I was looking for some insoles. So I got myself some very nice padded gel insoles. I've also got myself some sun protection lipstick, because my lips were just dry as anything and cracked and not nice. And also got some more Compeed blister plasters, which when you bought them, she produced like this little, all I can say is like an advent calendar with numbers on, and you picked a number and you got a free gift. So my free gift was a pack of 20 plasters, which I thought was absolutely brilliant. So I've got some more plasters and I've got some more blister plasters, so I'm sorted. I've just been sat on a bench, and I've cut the gel insoles with my knife, because I don't have any scissors, and I've got them in, and they have made the world of a difference. So hopeful of a little improvement today. Rain coming this afternoon, about 3 days worth of rain apparently, so got that to look forward to. But I'm going to go and find something for breakfast now and then get set off properly. Hello again. So I've come maybe 4 or so kilometres out of town, quite uppy downy, beautiful views, really open, lovely. Only chased by one dog called Pedro, border collie of course. It's always the collies, they can smell the postman, that's what it is. So this big rock on the right, there's a little abandoned farmstead just at the foot of it. A couple of the big griffon vultures been circling around at the top there again. But you can see really heading into like the mountains proper now. These next, from what I could see last night when I had a quick look, the next kind of 2, 3, 4, possibly even 5 stages, long, lots of climbing, lots of descending. So it's going to be tough going, especially if the weather's going to be bad. I mean, it's difficult enough when it's decent conditions and you're going up and down a lot, but when it's wet, possibly windy as well, you know, it's just another abandoned building there. quite a few up here. It's got to be a hard life up here in the mountains, because I mean you are a long ways away from town. Saying that, it's 4 kilometres, but these roads really aren't what you'd call roads. They're just dirt tracks. Any sort of rain, any decent amount of water, I would imagine causes great problems. I passed down one dirt road yesterday and it had just been absolutely trashed by water. It was impassable to any vehicles unless you had like I guess like a really good off-road motorbike you could get across, but four-wheeled vehicles didn't stand a chance of getting across that thing. But cautiously optimistic on the feet front. I won't go into detail, but I performed some first aid last night in the room. It was a really nice room actually. Big double bed, which you don't tend to get much over here. There's a lot of places it's all kind of 2 singles pushed together or 2 singles close to each other. So it was only a small apartment, but it was ultra modern inside. Really nicely done. A little mini bar, everything was €1, so I did stock up on a few chocolate bars whilst I was there, because I am actually quite low on food. Really nice big shower, nice big rainfall shower head. 5G. I know a lot of people complain about Wi-Fi in hotel rooms, or Wi-Fi as it's sometimes known in Europe. Yeah, good 5G signal. So for the price of, I think it was about 35-40 euros that I paid, again kind of felt like I'd robbed them, and it kind of defeats the object really. You know, I brought the tent and the sleeping bag thinking I'm going to save a lot of money, but to be honest with you, you really could do this. I would say in 14 days, if you're a good strong hiker and you're prepared to put in the effort, I'm sure you could do the best part of 2 stages a day, and you could make it, you could end up so that you were finishing a town every night. If you were prepared to be a little bit flexible, walk a bit longer, finish a bit earlier, possibly. And you wouldn't need to carry a tent and a sleeping bag, which would again make your job a lot easier. So if you are contemplating doing this trip, or even parts of it, because it is quite easily accessible, the start especially, you know, you could just pick a 7-day section to do. Maybe not even that. You really can get away without the tent and the sleeping bag. And again, there's not really been that many places that I would feel comfortable staying the night in the tent. You know, you're kind of invading people's privacy, possibly in sleeping in their olive grove, such as all this down here on the hillside. But saying that, I have looked tonight. The end point of this stage I'm on now is a place called Carratraca, I think. Carratraca, C-A-T-T-R-A-C-A. I think that's it. It looks to be a beautiful place. Only very small, but there was hardly any accommodation there, and I think all the accommodation I could find last night, you needed to stay a minimum of 2 nights, which is obviously no good for me. So unless something pops up, then I think it's probably going to be a tent night tonight. I know I've said that before, but there didn't look to be a great deal around there, and what there was, it was extremely expensive, talking like 150, 200 pounds, not euros, 150, 200 pounds for you know, like a holiday home that sleeps 6 people, that kind of thing. So not really much good for me. But yeah, it's been a nice walk this morning. Yesterday was a bit of a forced march, I think. I got very down yesterday with the foot pain. It's still not completely gone, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was yesterday. I know there's still time yet, but going to carry on, get to a place called, I think it's El Chorro, maybe about 6 kilometers away, something like that. There's some civilization there, and we'll see what's around. Well, I've made it to El Chorro, which is an odd little place. It's kind of stuck in the middle of a little hideaway in the middle of the mountains, basically, and it's just all based around this either lake or reservoir. Not sure if it's man-made or not, but there's construction work going on. Couple of little restaurants and a little kiosk selling ice creams and whatnot. Not a great deal, to be honest, but it's a nice enough place. Just crossing over what I'm assuming is the dam or the bridge at the moment. And then after descending from the very top of that mountain that you can see there, that's where I started out this morning, and you come down, it's just a massive whacking great downhill, and it's the kind of downhill where if you slipped and lost your footing, it's that steep that when you've got a backpack on like this, I really doubt if you would stop. I think you'd just keep tumbling. So it was quite tricky places, but easy enough. A lot of guys on bikes. Be a nice way to explore the countryside around here, definitely. Anyway, I'm turning this corner and then I head on off up one of these big hills somewhere, not sure which one, but one of them. I am absolutely dripping in sweat. That was easily the steepest, hardest climb of this walk, and of possibly any walk I've ever done. The vertical distance you cover in such a short amount is crazy. It's actually quite scary getting near the edge, to be honest. But yeah, I have just climbed right out of the bottom of El Chorro where I was. Very switchbacky. Not a bad trail, to be honest with you. It was decently laid out. A lot of it was like just sheet stone. But yeah, that's taken the wind out of me a bit, definitely. So, back on the top again now. And I think for the rest of the day, it's just kind of undulating. Nothing too bad, I don't think. I know there's a chain across here, but this is where I do turn. You can see the little way marker there. That's one thing that I've come unstuck with. There's several different walks in this area. I've just met an English guy doing the GR7. There's the GR249, which is the Gran Senda de Malaga, which this one does seem to have been following quite a while actually, but doesn't follow it all the time. And when you expect it to follow the 249 or the 7, It doesn't, it goes the opposite direction. And that's how I've come unstuck. A couple of times at least. Just by assuming that you follow those waypoints and you don't. So I learnt to keep checking the map, keep checking the phone, and fingers crossed there won't be too many more mistakes. But yeah, oh, God, Bennett, feeling it now. You look at the rock faces just across the way there. Should open up a little bit in a couple of seconds past these trees, get a better look. Just glad it's been a lot cooler today, because I wouldn't have liked to have done that climb in any sort of heat. It's dripping sweat as it was. There we go, look. Reminds me a little bit of rock faces in Yosemite. But this area where I've been today there's been a lot more people around, a lot more marked trails, and I was just going to say a lot more information boards. And bang, there you go, information boards. So yeah, it's a popular climbing spot as well. Especially the descent I did this morning. A lot of climbers around there. So can't really make that out, sorry. Too dark, but information board about different types of birdies. Oh yeah, keep going for now. Maybe hopefully halfway on the stage 10 for today. Alright, I am under a motorway bridge because it's raining and it's about the only place I can film without getting wet. So I got to Carratraca, or Carratraca, whatever it's called. Not much there. Seems to be off season, to be honest with you, and a lot of the accommodation isn't even open yet for the season. So got something to eat and basically carrying on now. It's scheduled to be raining for about the next 24 hours, which is great news. But anyway, I'm going to carry on, see if I can come across anything on the way. If not, I'll just have to find somewhere to tent tonight, and fingers crossed I might make it to Ronda tomorrow night for a hotel. It's going to be tough going though, going to be very tough going to be able to do that, so we shall see. Anyway, time to go and get wet. Evening guys, just a quick video before I hit the hay for the night. I carried on out of town this evening, just done slightly over 10 kilometres, so that leaves me with about 12 kilometres to get to the next town tomorrow, and then Ronda is the next one after that, so I am aiming for Ronda tomorrow night if I can. That's what I want to push for. It's been a big climb this afternoon. Well, most of the way out of town it's been a big climb. You kind of come along a hillside to start with, past a load of villas, loads of dogs chasing you, so many dogs, it was crazy. It was a bit of a gauntlet, to be honest, but once you pass that you come into a forest and you just start gradually coming uphill, and it is just a long uphill, and I have got the lion's share of the climbing out of the way now. Sorry you can't see a great deal, it's getting quite dark now, getting quite dull. And I'm camped in I've just come off trail a little bit, and I don't know if I'm on private land or what, but I've just managed to squeeze the tent in. It's not a very good pitch, but it's going to do for tonight. It's really nice and sheltered though. The wind at the moment, it's non-existent, and there's just a tiny little drizzle of rain, so it's quite nice. But yeah, all in all, the only thing that's slightly worrying is the water situation. But I
I think I can probably manage until I get to the first town tomorrow. There may even be a stream I come across, but all the ones I came across tonight were dry, so yeah, that's me out for tonight, I think. Get everything charged up and get ready for whatever tomorrow's going to bring. Good night, guys.